Get ready, start. Now the point for determination is whether the prosecution could prove the offence punishable under section 306 of Indian Penal Code against the accused beyond all reasonable doubt. Point. The prosecution is required to establish that the accused, being the distant relative of the deceased, developed friendship and subsequently developed love with the deceased. Taking her minor age as advantage, made up her mind to bend upon towards the accused to marry him. When the parents of the deceased opposed the said marriage, the deceased went into depression and committed suicide. Thus, the accused, with his conduct of love and meeting her frequently, abetted the deceased to commit suicide by hanging to ceiling fan with her chunni in her house on 24th September 2016. The plea of the accused is that he is innocent, he never abetted nor responsible for the death of the deceased. The deceased has failed in intermediate course. Her parents stopped her further education, due to which she was staying at her home. She went into depression. The counsel for the accused submitted that the evidence of PWs 1, 2, 3, 10 and 11 is not supporting the case of prosecution, and they gave a different story which is not the case of prosecution. He further submitted that the evidence of other witnesses is not corroborating the case of prosecution. He further submitted that in view of non-supporting of the prosecution case by material witnesses, the sole testimony of PW 16, which is full of infirmities, is not sufficient to prove the guilt of the accused. Thus, the prosecution failed to prove the guilt of the accused for the offence punishable under section 306 Indian Penal Code and prayed to acquit the accused. PW 16 is the Sub-Inspector of Police who registered the case, investigated the matter and filed charge sheet. He stated before this court that on 25/11/2016 at 9 hours, PW1 lodged Exhibit P1 report with him. On such report, he registered a case in crime number 230 of 2016 under section 174 Criminal Procedure Code against the accused and issued first information report under Exhibit P14. From a reading of his evidence, it comes to know that he investigated the matter, filed a section alteration memo under Exhibit P18 before Chennur Court for altering the section from 174 Criminal Procedure Code to section 306 Indian Penal Code, and he served notice under section 41A Criminal Procedure Code on accused. Since the accused failed to comply with, on 7/5/2017, PW 16 apprehended the accused at his house at 18:15 hours at Duggepalli village. He effected the arrest of the accused and produced before the court. After investigation, he filed charge sheet against the accused for the offence punishable under section 306 Indian Penal Code. PW1 is the father of the deceased and complainant in the present case. PW2 is mother, PW3 is elder son, elder sister, and PW10 and 11 are elder brothers of the deceased Aishwarya. From a conjoint reading of the above witnesses, who are family members of the deceased, it comes to know that they are residents of Gopalpur. PW1 is a cattle grazer. PW2 is a coolie. PW3, who is the elder sister of the deceased, got married and residing at Suddala of Chennur Mandal. PWs 10 and 11 are elder brothers of the deceased. PW10 is a compounder working in a private hospital and residing at Mancherial, whereas PW 11 is residing at Gopalpur and attending agricultural works as well as catering works. Their evidence discloses that none of them were present at their house at Gopalpur on the date of incident. On the date of incident, PW1 returned to home after grazing the cattle, whereas PW2 went to attend agricultural works as a coolie on the date of incident. She returned to home at about 7 pm. The deceased was having examination on the next day of the incident, and for the said reason she stayed at home for the purpose of preparation. According to PW1, the sister of the accused was given in marriage to the son of PW1 elder brother. His elder brother and his family reside in Harijanawada. He knows the accused since the accused is the relative of his elder brother. PW1 states that when he returned to home, he saw the accused running away towards the house of in-laws of his sister. PW1 proceeded to his house, found the deceased lying on the floor inside the house. According to him, the doors remained open. On his examination of his daughter, he found her dead. He raised hues and cries and came out of the house. On hearing his cries, neighbors gathered at his house. He further stated that he observed chunni of his daughter under her top. As per the evidence of PW2, by the time she reached her house at 7 pm on the date of incident, she found villagers at her house. When she went inside the house, she found the dead body of the deceased on the floor. PW1 was also present there. On her examination of the body of the deceased, she found the chunni of the deceased inside the top.